New year, same me. Remember when I told you guys that I was starting my year off sober and I was really proud of myself because it was like a week into the new year and I hadn't gotten drunk yet? I fucked that up. Also, I had gotten drunk at Disneyland, but you guys knew what I meant. Like, I hadn't gone out for the first weekend, me being back in Texas, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna change. Tennessee was interesting. Okay, I should probably say this. I definitely don't have a problem. I like to go out and I like to drink and have fun with my friends, but I was like, I probably shouldn't be going out as much, you know, get more work done, focus on myself, stop drinking too much and doing stupid shit. And then Tennessee happened and I do stupid shit and I guess I have more stories for you guys, so you win some, you lose some. Am I right, ladies? I feel like I need to leave my apartment more often because I have been and I have so many stories. It's fantastic. Even though I have to do stupid shit to get the stories, that's fine because at least I have stories to tell you. So I went to Tennessee over the weekend. I actually just got back last night. I'm surprised that I'm alive right now, to say the least, because I blacked the fuck out. Not last night, but the night before. I've only blacked out while drinking once before this, and it was when I first moved to Texas, and I'm pretty sure that I was drugged, and I don't know for a fact, so I never am like, oh, I got roofied or something happened, but I don't remember drinking to the point where I would black out, whereas 2 nights ago, I totally drank myself to the point of blacking out. Like, that was all on me. That was all my fault. I was wasted. I think I've told the story about me blacking out the first time, but I don't think I ever told the story in its entirety. I'm gonna summarize really quick. Basically, me and a bunch of my friends were at this bar, and I think we went to my friends and we pre-gamed there, and whenever we pre-game, we try to get pretty drunk so we don't have to spend money when we're out, because buying drinks and shots and stuff at bars, it's just so expensive. So we pre-game at my friend's house. I probably take like 4, 5, 6 shots, and I'm a small girl, I'm a lightweight, so that alone gets me fucked up for the whole night, okay? I'll literally be streaming and have 3 beers and just be completely trashed. So you understand where we're going with this. I don't even remember how many bars we went to. I remember us ending up at this one place and we went in and I took a shot, and I love pink pussy shots. They're so fucking good. If you've never had one, they're fantastic, but they get you really drunk because you can't really taste the alcohol. It's like a shooter, not a shot, so it's like you gotta chug it. But I had a couple of those when we were at this place, and by the time we got to this bar, it's like, I think we went somewhere before this. I'm almost positive, because I know that I didn't drink myself to the point of blacking out. I know for a fact. But I had a couple shots here as well, and then at one point, it just goes completely black. I have no idea. The last thing that I remember, other than like the spurts that I remember throughout the night, I asked my friend to come to the bathroom with me because I'm the only girl in my friend group in Texas. So I always have the guys come with me to the bathroom just so they can wait outside for me because I don't want to go alone. So I had one of my friends come with me and wait outside the bathroom, and that's pretty much all I remember. Like, I go to the bathroom, I come out, and I'm like, all right, let's go. My friends told me I was like sharing drinks with random people, which is all my fault, and that's probably why something happened to me, but I was that drunk that I was like taking other people's drinks and drinking out of them. Apparently I made out with somebody. I don't remember doing that. I had an interesting night. And then I started throwing up in the parking lot because that's just what I do as a human. And so I have like this brief memory of me sitting in the parking lot, and I remember just like seeing the concrete and seeing my legs, and my friend was like, you need to move your foot or you're gonna throw up on your foot. So I like moved my leg, but it was like dead weight, so I had to like pick up my leg and drop it over here. That's all I remember. That's about it. And then from what my friends told me just throughout the night while they were trying to transport me somewhere where I would be safe, like my friend, when he was picking me up to put me in the Uber, hit my head on the door of the fucking Uber, and then when he was bringing me upstairs to take me to a bathroom, he was like hitting my head on everything possible. He slammed my head onto the toilet as they were laying me down. So I mean, maybe that's why my memory is so bad, because it wasn't this bad before. So maybe it's all the injuries from blacking out. And then I remember waking up in the morning so confused. I had absolutely no idea where I was, and I was at my friend's house, I wasn't supposed to be at his house. It was a safe place for me to be, and I'm like blessed that they came and got me, but I thought I was staying somewhere else that night. So I woke up and I'm like, this is not the bathroom I'm supposed to be in. So I lay there for a little bit because I'm thinking, I totally went home with somebody, and like I don't know where I am. I have no idea whose house I'm at. I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember anything. I don't know what I did. I have no idea who's going to be outside of this door right now. Finally, I get up and I realize I'm in my friend's bathroom. I go out into his bedroom and I see Brittany, who doesn't fucking live in Texas. Brittany is there, and she's like, oh my god, are you okay? I'm just so confused. She was supposed to visit this weekend, but I completely forgot, so I'm just shocked. I'm like, this bitch flew to Texas to save my ass. And she saved my ass the other night too, so that's nice. But Brittany was like, oh my god, I thought we were going to take you to the hospital. They thought I was going to die. because I'm so dumb. I literally have pictures too. This is embarrassing as shit, but I have no shame. I don't care. I think they're funny stories. I'm gonna put the pictures right here of when I blacked out. Put a little slideshow. It was pretty fucked up, not gonna lie. But it was a good story, and it's a funny story, in my opinion. Nothing happened to me. I'm fine. I'm safe. Just try not to do that again. But then I did that again. So like I said, I went to Tennessee over the weekend, and the first day I actually met Kenny, and I talked about meeting him, which that was really fun. He actually ended up coming out with us too. But that night, I didn't really drink that much. Honestly, none of us really did. Actually, that's a lie. Everyone did, pretty much except for me. I don't think Kenny had that much to drink, but then again, I have no idea because he was holding his own. Like he took a lot of tequila shots, so I don't know. But we bought tequila because I love tequila. I hate vodka with a passion, so I was drinking beers and tequila. And then we went to the bars, and I don't know, I just wasn't feeling like getting wasted because my friend Anna, if you're watching this, shut the fuck up. My friend Anna was so drunk, and I just felt like if I get too drunk, this is just it's gonna be a disaster. So I was kind of like, okay, I'm gonna keep this very relaxed. Also, it was my first time meeting Kenny, so I did not want him to see that side of me. So the next day we go out and we do like a bunch of stuff throughout the day. Brittany wanted to go to a lot of these cool like Instagram places to take pictures and stuff. So we did all that throughout the day, and then we were gonna go back to the same place that night. It's like on Broadway, there's just like a bunch of country bars, bitch. I don't know. I'm not a country person at all, but I think the one that we stayed at the entire night, the entire second night, because it was a lot of fun, was Whiskey Row. Was it Dierks Bentley? Bitch, I don't know. I don't know who these people are. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But we decided that we wanted to go back to that one because that was the most memorable bar from the first night. And you know what? It wasn't very memorable the second night because I don't remember a thing. I remember some things from the beginning of the night, but then the end of the night, no idea. So we end up drinking beforehand, and I think I had, I want to say 4 shots of tequila, and I chugged 2 beers before we went out. So I'm already pretty drunk. We get there, and I immediately get a beer because I always just get a beer right when I get somewhere. Actually, I think I had 2 beers right away because I know I bought one, and I think Brittany bought me one. So I'm drinking these beers, and at this point, I'm already pretty drunk. I'm gonna lose what is happening to my voice? I have a long story to tell you. This cannot happen right now. When I used to go out, I would sometimes try to look for guys, like if I wanted to hook up or something, or if I wanted to just like have somebody to hang out with for the night. But I don't really do that much anymore because I don't know, I just don't really care. I'm just there to have fun with my friends. So I wasn't really on the lookout for anybody, but there was this really cute boy there. I'm not gonna lie. We saw him night 1, and then he ended up talking to my friend, which is like, whatever, totally fine. You can steal my man's, whatever, I get it. But he was really cute, and he had like his own little group of friends. So I think our plan was to like meet up and hang out with them. But we were at the bar, and this guy starts talking to 2 of my friends. There's 4 of us there, 4 girls. And this guy starts talking to 2 of them at the bar, and he was really funny. He was really nice. And then his friend comes up out of nowhere, and he like scoots past all my friends, which I hate. This is like, oh my god. This was my point in the night where I was like, I want nothing to do with any guys throughout this night. Like I don't want to deal with this shit. So he comes squeezing through like the douchebag that he is, and he goes, yeah, I just want to talk to you, like pointing at me. And he goes, yeah, my friends were trying to leave, but I told them like I can't leave until I talk to you. And I was like, here we go. I'm not a fan of douchey guys, and also if you're gonna be fucking rude to my friends, I have no desire to speak to you. I don't care how cute you are. Like, he was an attractive guy, but that means absolutely nothing to me if you're also a piece of shit. So he starts talking to me, and honestly, I'm just trying to entertain him at this point because my friends are talking to his friends, and I mean, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was like, I'm just gonna drink my drink and talk to this piece of shit. I also didn't realize how big of a piece of shit he was yet, but now I know how big of a piece of shit he is. So we start talking, and like any guy at a bar, he just immediately starts flexing on me about his job and stuff like that. So apparently he's a recruiter for baseball, which I know nothing about baseball, so I also don't care about that. But it's just like, cool, like tell me what you do, like that's fine. But he's talking about how he used to play baseball and this and that, and that he's a recruiter and that he travels to all these different places. And I was like, oh, like that's cool, good for you. And then he asks me what I do, or no, he doesn't ask, no, he says, where do you go to school? And I said, oh, I don't go to, like, I'm not in college. He was like, oh, where'd you graduate? Where'd you graduate from? What'd you study? And I was like, oh, I dropped out of college. Like, I didn't finish college. And he was like, oh, well, what do you do? And I don't love explaining to random people what I do because a lot of people don't understand it. And a lot of people are, like, just weird about it. So I was like, I don't really like talking about it because I just didn't, especially at this point, after his reaction of like me not going to college, I was like, this is not gonna go over well. And the way he like squeezed that, I just had like I don't know, I had a bad taste in my mouth with him, so I just didn't really feel like getting into the conversation anyways because it's always a long conversation. Also, by the way, this is before I blacked out. I should probably throw that in now. I have a couple stories from the night that I do remember, believe it or not. So he was like, oh, I won't judge you, like what do you do? And it seemed really genuine. So I was like, oh, I'm in social media. And he's like, oh, well, what does that mean? And I was like, okay, well, I make videos and like I stream. Like I do like the live streaming. And he was like, oh, so you do like porn. And he said it with such like a straight face. He was so like, oh, so you do porn. I'm like, no, where did you get that from? I said, I was like, I mean, maybe because I said videos and live streaming, so maybe I don't know. But I was like, no, I don't do porn. And so he goes, oh, well, let me see your Instagram then. And so I was like, that's weird. So I pull up my Instagram and I show him and he was like, you make money off of this? I was like, nope. I never said that I make money off Instagram. I said that I make videos and that I live stream. Where the fuck did you get Instagram from? And he was like, well, what's live streaming? Like, what is that? And I was like, well, do you play video games? He's like, no. I'm like, then you're not gonna get it. And he was like, well, what do you play? And so I tried to list off more popular games. So I was like, well, I play League of Legends, I play Minecraft, and I was like, I play Dead by Daylight. And he's like, oh, he like knew what League was, apparently, I doubt it. And he knew what Minecraft was because I feel like everyone knows what Minecraft is. And so he was like, oh, well, that's interesting. You make money off of that? And I was like, yes, I make money off of this. I'm like, I'm good, trust me, buddy. And so that's where the conversation started to get more annoying because I could tell how judgmental he was. And I'm like, why are you talking to me still? Like I'm not into the conversation, you're clearly not into the conversation, so I'm not hooking up with you. So stop talking to me. And my issue is that when I start to get annoyed with a guy, or if I'm not interested in talking to them, I cannot hide it. Like, I wear my emotions on my face, so he could probably tell that I was just annoyed because every time he would speak to me, I'm like, shut the fuck up. I can't help it that I'm a bitch. I really just can't. And I'm also drinking at the same time, so I really wanted to have nothing to do with this. So I tried to eliminate myself from just talking to him because we're only speaking to each other. Like, every time my friends look over, he's like, what are you looking at? We're not talking to you. And I'm like, what? So I try to turn over and join their conversation because my friends are still talking to this one guy over here who's actually, you know, nice and funny. And so he says something, I think he asks how old they are, and they were like, oh, we're 21. And he was like, oh shit. And I'm like, how old are you? And this guy over here goes, why are you asking how old he is? You're talking to me. And I was like, so how old are you? I'm like, do not fucking talk to me like that. I'm like, I have no idea who you are. I don't even know your name yet. Like, why are you talking to me like that? And then all my friends look over at him and he was like, what do you guys want? Like, I'm not talking to you. And I'm just like, you are the biggest douchebag I've ever met in my entire life. I genuinely do not think I've ever met anybody douchier than him. He actually yelled at me for asking how old his friend was, and would yell at my friends for looking in his direction because he was not talking to them. He's like, I'm not talking to you, I'm just talking to her. And I'm like, oh my god. My friend also told me too that before he even came over and started talking to me, he was going like this over my head to his friends to get their approval. Yeah, get the fuck away from me. So him and his friend go to the bathroom at one point and he was like, I'll be right back, I promise. And I'm like, you know what, honestly, you don't have to come back. I didn't say that, but that's how I'm feeling. He comes back and he was like, give me your phone. I want to give you my number. And so at this point I was like, I just don't want to deal with you, so I'm going to, and I'm just going to ignore you for the rest of my life. So I gave him my phone and he calls himself and he was like, I think we're gonna go to another bar, don't be mad. And I was like, I'm not mad. And he was like, you promise you're not gonna be mad? Trust me, dude, I'm not gonna be mad. Go right ahead. And he was like, I think you're gonna be mad. I'm like, oh my god, I promise I'm perfectly fine with you leaving right now. So him and his friend leave, and he ends up actually texting me a couple hours later, which I never responded to, and he was like, hey, it's literally, what are you doing? And I was like, not you. So at that point in the night, I was just kind of like, I'm over this. I just want to get really fucked up and I just don't want to have to deal with any more annoying people. So I go over to the guys that we were supposedly supposed to meet up with before, like the really cute guy and then his friends. And I was like, do you guys want shots? So I buy a round of shots of tequila because I'm already drunk. So I think I'm just gonna blow all my money on these random fucking people. So I buy shots of tequila, take that shot. We walk over and this girl, just this random girl, was like something about her birthday. So I'm like, oh shit, it's your birthday? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, let's get fucking shots. So I buy more shots of tequila. Spent a lot of money this night. I buy more shots of tequila. So this is my second shot in a row after I've already had like 4 shots of tequila and like 4 beers. And I'm having 2 more shots of tequila. And I'm fucked up. And this is the part where my brain just kind of goes away. So we take the second shot, and then next thing I know, we're on a rooftop. So we go up to the rooftop, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not remember a thing. But my friends told me that I made a lot of interesting choices. I may or may not want to go free. But you know, this is just shit that you do when you're stupid and you're drunk. I guess I was just like hopping around, meeting new people, just like being really friendly. I don't know what happens to me when I turn into a completely different person because I am not like that at all unless I am like blackout drunk. I do not do that kind of stuff because it's just not my personality. It's not who I am. So whenever I hear stories about me when I blacked out, I'm thinking that was not me and that did not happen. There's no fucking way that I would do that, but I do every single time. Also, the world's biggest truck just happened to pull up right now. Sir, can you please? So after a while of dancing on this rooftop with all of my new friends, we decided to leave. But okay, this is all what Brittany told me because like I said, like I don't know anything that happened. I kind of have like little memory spurts. Like I remember walking down the stairs, like holding somebody's hand, like I was holding some guy's hand. I remember stuff like that. And apparently, I'm pretty sure Brittany said this, apparently the guy who was hitting on me before was like sitting in the corner on the rooftop, like probably just like watching me be the... You are joking. He's either like, one, I can't believe this piece of shit wouldn't hook up with me, or two, thank fucking God, because that is nasty. So I'm walking down the stairs at like 2 a.m. when the bars close, and I'm like with some guy, and he was friends with a guy that my other friend was like kind of with that night. So we're walking down together, the four of us, and Brittany was like, I have no idea where my friends are. And so she's telling the guy who works there, she's like, that's my friend over there, like I need to go get her because we're lost, like we're separated. And he was like, no, you can't go back into the bar. And she was like, okay, she's right there and she is very drunk, like I need to get her. So we all end up meeting up and Brittany was like, are you gonna go home with this guy? Like, are you going to this guy's house? And she says, I stare at her with the most blank face and I was like, I don't care. And she was like, okay, well, I kind of need to know if you want me to take you home. She's like, I just don't understand what you want to do. So Brittany leaves, I'm pretty sure, with one other girl, and then me and this other girl are gonna go back with these people. Which like, I do not do this, you guys. And I randomly was like, you know what? Where's Brittany? And so I just like completely leave these guys who are probably so pissed off. They're probably so mad because they're thinking, oh my God, I'm gonna get laid tonight. And then I'm just like, where'd Brittany go? And so me and the girl leave the guys and we find Brittany, we get in the Uber, and I have a tendency to throw up whenever I get in cars after I drink because I get very car sick very easily and I'm already wasted. So we get in the car and I have text on my phone from Brittany and I just was like, I'm gonna vomit. And she was like, do you think we can make it home or do you want us to stop? I guess I got out of the car and I started throwing up on the side of the road and I stand up and I look back at the car and I said, what the fuck are you guys doing? And they were like, we're waiting for you to get back in the car. And I was like, why would I get back in the car if we're home? What are you doing up there? Like, what could you possibly be fucking doing? So I was like, why would I get back in the car if we're already home? They're like, we're not home. We pulled over on the side of the road and I was like, oh shit. So I like get back in the car, I close the door, we get home and I have a mental breakdown. I start having the worst panic attack while I'm throwing up because I cannot breathe because I have a stuffy nose and I'm throwing up. So I was like, I'm going to die right now. I'm going to die. And drunk me is not very logical. So I'm thinking while I'm throwing up and I can't breathe out of my nose, like, okay, this is the end for me. And I remember portions of this because I remember being like, I'm being like, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe, and like not breathing because I'm having a panic attack, so that doesn't, doesn't help any of the situation. And Brittany was like, you are breathing right now. You are fine. You're breathing right now. I'm not sure how long that panic attack lasted for, and I don't have panic attacks very often. I think the last one I had was like in May, fucking 8 months ago, a long time ago. Like I do not have panic attacks that often. I have anxiety attacks pretty often, but I don't have panic attacks very often. So I'm freaking out because I can't breathe and I like want her to take me to the hospital. My go-to every time I'm throwing up and I'm like wasted is like, just take me to the hospital and get this over with because I'm like, I'd rather than pump my fucking stomach than me have to deal with this shit right now. But at the same time, I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't want to do that. And so Brittany's always like, just throw up, shut the fuck up, fall asleep on the bathroom floor like you always do. We'll see you in the morning. So Brittany was like, you were screaming for us whenever we would leave the room. She's like, I'd be going to get you a glass of water and you would start screaming that you just needed me in there with you. You kept asking me not to leave you, which that's how I get to because I'm scared of them leaving me alone and me dying. So Brittany was like, you got really calm at one point, and when you were asking for me, it was kind of like a, Brittany. So she goes, I started ignoring you at that point because you weren't screaming anymore. She's like, so I figured you were calming down, and if I came back in there, maybe you would start panicking again. So she's like, I literally had to ignore you and just go to bed. I wake up in the morning and I'm in the bathroom, so confused. I get up and I like crawl to the bed because I'm so nauseous. I fell asleep for a couple hours, and then the entire day, yesterday, I was dead. I spent the first like 6 hours of my morning throwing up, and we had to leave our Airbnb at 1, like that was our checkout. So after that we had to go to a restaurant and I was like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm going to die. So we go to the restaurant and I try to eat something. I just feel so sick. And then we go to a movie because we figured that would probably be like the easiest. I can just lay there and not do anything. And then I had to get on my fucking flight Oh my God, you guys, don't be like me. I'm gonna be honest, I had a lot of fun, and this was, again, even though I did stupid shit and I'm dumb sometimes, it was still a trip that I'm glad I went on. And even though I wish I would have been a little bit more responsible while drinking, they're funny memories to me. And like I said before, I have no shame. I've done a lot of stupid shit. I will continue to do stupid shit. But this is still a much better start to my new year than last year. And I'm doing fantastic. I feel great today. I feel refreshed. I'm back at home. I can shit in my own toilet. It's perfect. My friends last night too were joking around. They're like, do you guys want to go to the club tonight? And I was like, I need to recover. I need to rejuvenate. Maybe next weekend. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're going to be drinking, just please be smart about it. You know, don't drive, don't overdo it, don't be like me. I think we've all hit incidences where we think that we can drink more and we just can't. And so you get to the point where you're like, I'm fucked up. And I was safe the whole night. Like I never felt at any point that I was in danger. Like I trust the people we were with, even though I didn't really know them that well. I never felt like any of them were forcing me or, you know, anything like that. I was having fun and I was initiating a lot of the shit that happened. So, you know, nobody to blame but myself. Really. Just be smart if you are drinking or if you're doing anything. Please just be smart. If you ever feel like you're in danger, talk to somebody, tell somebody, you know, all that fun stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I have a lot of story times recently, like I said, and I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I think it means my life is hitting rock bottom, but that's okay. But I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my gosh, I also went thrift shopping while I was in Nashville and I bought this. And the reason I bought it is because it says CPA and my dad's a CPA, so I thought that was funny. I don't know why. And then I got this other jacket that it's kind of like a North Face, so it's really warm and it's black. Whenever I go thrift shopping and I see anything that resembles like a nice jacket, like a nice North Face, I always buy it because I'm like, this is $5 for a very expensive jacket. And this shit is warm. Like it's so warm. And I don't know. I'm really into like this recently, like the weird like collar thing. It's like a turtleneck if you zip it up, that kind of shit. I'm really into that right now. I do not know why. Also, when I was at the airport going to and from Nashville, I got the full-on pat down. And I don't know why, because I've never had issues like that before, but I was wearing this jacket that had like zippers up here and zippers like right here on the sides. And so the lady told me that it was probably that. But bitch, oh my God, they had to feel me up like a lot. So she like did it in front of everybody and I was just like, you can touch me, that's okay. But I was like, I don't know what part of me looks sketchy to you guys, but I thought they were just doing it because they thought I was like a sketchy person. But then I found out later it was the zippers. Because I wore a different jacket going home, but it had zippers like in the same places. And she was like, yeah, she's like, that usually like makes it go off. So just be careful not to wear that stuff or like wear a shirt underneath next time. Because I was not wearing a shirt underneath my jacket. So I got a full-on pat down twice. More action than I got at the bar, I guess. But whatever, okay, I'm gonna go. See ya.